So the problem we have on this door is that when you're trying to open the door, it is quite stiff, and the key is just, you have to make an effort. And then secondly, it's not smooth. You see, now if I want to close it, you have to, like this here, when you're pushing the latch upwards, there is something limits or restricts it, so you can't, it's just kind of something getting in the way so that you can't smoothly do it. And now obviously I've done it, but also this is now, mind you, this is about 11:40 or something like that. But as the day progresses, it also gets stiffer and stiffer. So now this is during the heat wave, so this is around about now 30 degrees or 28. But this is the thing, I think we have not actually, I haven't done any maintenance of this door, to be fair. But as it's subject to the temperature changes, the fluctuation, it just gets really funny, because when it gets cold, it's actually alright. But then also another thing is that when you're opening the door, maybe I will try to record it from the outside. I don't know if you will be able to see it. So yeah, so this is obviously the problem. You see now it's catching. You see, so it is my understanding that the door is leaning this way, and we need to move it the opposite direction. So that's what we're going to fix today. So this is obviously from the outside, and the door is now when we close. Again, like I said, as the day progresses, it gets harder and stiffer and stiffer. So right now it seems okay, but you see now it's still catching. There is something catching, so we have to do that in order to open the door. So this is one issue, and the other one is obviously because the door is leaning to my left, and it's actually not closing properly. So that comes off, and then now we got to loosen up these 4 screws. Yeah, so we've got to loosen up these. So now we've got to loosen up all these 4 screws a tiny bit so that we can tighten up this screw. For that obviously we need Allen key, and I need to gauge what size the Allen key is. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 5mm, but we'll go through it in a bit. So we're going to loosen up this one enough to so that we can screw this one back. So when we tighten this one, and it should move this way, and that's the idea. So I already tried this Allen key and this one, which is, in case if you have it, I don't know why it's not that clear. Okay, so anyways, it's a 3/16, so which is the closest is the 5mm. Anyways, and let's see. So So you need to turn your Allen key to a bottom, so you'll be in this direction, and so I can already see the difference in the door. And yeah, we still need to adjust the one at the bottom as well, because it's not completed without it, because yeah, it's obviously holding from both. So now we have to loosen up the screws a tiny bit, not so much. So we got our Allen key. So because earlier we were turning the screw in the downward motion and the downward direction, we need to now do the upward, because obviously we are trying to you know, stop the leaning, right? So obviously because it's both ends, so we need to do upwards. Right, so it's all done now. I'm installing the cap back, and that's the end of it. But I think I identified a different issue, which unfortunately we cannot do much about it. I also don't know that if it's because of the heat and this fluctuating temperature has any impact on it, and that's my consensus, obviously. So now obviously you see that it doesn't catch and it goes easily, and yeah, and so there's nothing sticks and nothing is actually in the way, nothing restricts the move. Yeah, so obviously this is locked now everything is fine, nothing catches and nothing restricts, nothing's getting in the way. You can, you know, lock it very smooth. But so I did notice a small hiccup, which is when you do shut the door, there is a gap, and unfortunately there's not much you can do about it, because structurally you're quite limited to what you can. I guess it's really an issue, becomes an issue during winter, I believe, because obviously if the air comes through and, you know, it's not quite flush and there is a tiny gap in there, and I think that's the only thing. I mean, it gets better when you lock the door, but there is a gap nevertheless. So yeah, I mean, just something to be mindful of, and yeah, and so it's all done. So hopefully you enjoyed the video and hopefully it was helpful.